Well, hello, everybody.
Hey.
What's up?
We are just
Hello.
a few minutes past that straight up 7 or 8 or wherever you're at. But hey, we're here and we are glad you are here. Thank you so much for joining us on episode 5, season 3, Southern Gospel Forward. It's going to be a great night. As always, if y'all are watching us, please click that share button on Facebook if you haven't already and help us draw up a crowd. On YouTube, we appreciate your subscriptions, but we are just so tickled that you are here with us and we are looking forward. We have an outstanding guest tonight that I have been excited ever since we got the yes. So we will pull her in just a second. As always, we appreciate our sponsors, including the individual sponsors you'll see listed on the screen: John Barker, Daniel Garrett, Kyle Goodson, Daniel Hayes, Andrew Potts, and Anthony Pritchett. Thank y'all so much. Y'all help us keep the bus on the road. All right, I'm going to not talk very much so we can go ahead and move what y'all are here for. Again, I just am tickled to death. I come across High Road several years ago. I've loved their music. I love their ministry. And we are so thankful to have Miss Sarah Davison with us tonight of High Road. Let's bring her in.
Woo.
Hey, Sarah.
Hello, it's so good to talk to y'all tonight.
Oh, it's so great to have you. Thank you so much for, you're get all of our artists when we do this on a Monday or Tuesday night give your personal time, but as a new mom, you're really giving up some personal time. So thank you so much for being gracious and spending time with us.
I'm so happy to be here with y'all, and I have looked forward to this for a long time. And I love talking to folks about gospel music, and I love sharing my heart with people. And this is what it's all about, and I'm excited.
Well, thank you so much. We do this, and most people who are watching will know you, know High Road, but we always like to start off with just like if you were going to introduce yourself for the first time to an audience, just maybe take a moment and tell anything you'd like to say hello.
All right, well, I'm Sarah. I grew up on a farm in southwest Iowa, in the middle of the cornfields and cows outside of a town of 150 people. And I moved to Nashville over 20 years ago to go to Belmont University. I studied piano performance there and music business. And I told my parents I just wanted to spend 1 year of my life doing music on the road if I could. And that was several years ago.
Wow.
But growing up, I just loved music so much. I knew that it was my calling. I knew from the get go that that's what I wanted to do. And I'm just really, really blessed that I get to call Nashville home and get to make music for a living and get to do it with some wonderful, awesome people.
Yeah. I thought that I lived in a small town. We have a population of about 425 people if everybody's at home, but 150, you've got me beat.
150. Yeah, we don't even have a stop sign going through town. You just slow down a little bit.
Wow.
So
That's
there's two
fantastic.
businesses in town, and my dad is half of it. So he owns a feed store and a vet clinic there in our town, and then there's a trailer factory. And
Okay.
we do have a gas station, but the gas station is across the Missouri line because the gas tax is cheaper in Missouri than Iowa. So our town is right on the border.
Okay.
Very
That's awesome.
cool.
That is awesome. And I love to hear a testimony like praying for a year on the road, and here we are now. So that's fantastic. Well, Sarah, I'm going to get out of the way and let my young folks jump in and ask you some questions.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm going to kick us off. I'm a huge bluegrass fan, and I've got to see High Road several times live. I think the first time I saw them, or you guys, was in 2021 at Shadow Valley.
Yeah.
Um, and so I loved it. All did live instruments, and it was a girl band, and I was like, yes, that is awesome. So my question to you is, how exactly did High Road get started?
Well, you know what? It's funny that you loved our music and you saw the girl band thing. And I think that is something that does make us a little bit unique because there's not too many girl bands in gospel music,
Yeah.
especially girls that play their own instruments and sing and stuff. And that was kind of a dream of mine, was to have a group like High Road that I could tour and travel with someday. So right out of college, I worked in management for some really big country artists, and then I worked in publishing for a couple of years after that. And during that time, I was playing for whoever would call me, freelancing, doing studio work, doing road work. And I played for a lot of different artists just in 3 or 4 years' time. And I realized very quickly that that is just like this Rolodex of artists and gigs and people. And I was like, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to just be a player for 8 different bands trying to pay my bills. And I really prayed. And at the time, I was attending a church that I just loved. And I loved the old hymns. I've always loved old hymns. And a girl that I went to school with, she and I started talking, and she played the fiddle. And I said, let's like see if we could do some dates at churches, just playing for hymn sings. And boy, I tell you what, from the very first rehearsal that we had, just the two of us, and then we added a third girl on upright bass, it was like something just clicked. And I was like, this is it. I want to do this. This is awesome. And I remember the first like NQC that we ever went to, we had no clue what we were doing. We showed up without a banner. We showed up with nothing. We had no idea. Um, and we just entered the bluegrass showcase there, and Ben Isaacs heard us and started talking to me and kind of took me under his wing. And from there, it just has snowballed. And we added a fourth girl, and the rest is history. We started writing songs and doing it like for real. And that's how we got started.
Yeah, that's awesome. I had not ever heard the story of how you guys exactly started. I had just picked up in 2021 hearing you guys, but that's really cool. That's very neat.
Yeah.
I think is it no? We send our orders every week, and I'm always the one.
This and Evan is the one who never knows.
I
what
never
he's-
know the order. I have the script pulled up right in front of me, y'all. I'm so sorry.
It's you.
You'll get to hear from me later. Continue on with our next question. I'm so sorry.
Is it your turn?
It's
Evan?
you.
It is your turn, buddy.
It's your turn.
Oh, it is my turn. Okay, so
Sorry, Sarah. He's like this. We would apologize.
this shows
It's
how
feels.
squirrely I am. I am. I'm a big fan of y'all's music, and y'all have been traveling for. I didn't realize how long y'all have been traveling.
Yes. So
Group.
the van sitting out in the driveway, I bought new in 2013. And she has 250,000 miles on her.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's just from HighRoad. And her name is Bluebell. And then we have a little white trailer that we haul behind her, and her name is Trailer Swift.
All right.
So you mentioned Bluebell, which really ties into my question, not about the van, but the ice cream.
Yes,
I suppose that it's named after the ice cream, correct?
it is. Yes.
So I am a big fan of road trip snacks. I think a requirement of being on the road is that you must indulge in a late night gas station trip. So in your years of traveling, what has become your essential road trip snack?
Well, honestly, the only thing that we absolutely require is peanut M&Ms and Diet Mountain Dew.
All
Mm,
right.
that's a meal right there.
So
Yeah.
unhealthy for us.
It's
But
good stuff.
we do love coffee shops. A lot of times we'll try to find like a really good local coffee shop
Yes.
wherever we go. And I think our favorite ones so far have been like Alaska and
Ooh.
Norway, like
Ooh.
the quaint little mountain towns that we've visited. So we try to make a habit of finding a good coffee shop too.
Very cool.
That's
A
good.
lot of coffee or a lot of hotels I've learned are starting to grow on their coffee game.
Mhm.
So
They
they're
have.
like growing on coffee bars. So that may be something that y'all may start venturing into. I don't know if that's something that interests you, but I've
It does. Yeah. And a lot of times, so all of us love to cook and bake too. And a lot of times we'll try out new recipes on each other. So, like, we'll show up and one of the girls will say, hey, I made blueberry scones. What do y'all think of these? You know? So we're kind of old ladies, if you will. We're little meemaws. Meemaws in the van.
I love that
I
so
love
much.
it.
All right, I think I'm next. So I know you play the piano.
Yeah.
So how did that start? Was it something that came natural to you? Did you decide I'm going to take lessons? How did that start for you?
My dad plays everything and he can't read a lick of music. And so I grew up around my dad playing a lot. He plays the banjo mainly and the dulcimer, but he also plays the piano and the guitar really well. And so growing up, we would sit in our basement 2 or 3 nights a week and just play. And he would put my hands on top of his hands when he played. So I remember growing up, like seeing pictures of me, just a baby, sitting on his lap with my hands on top of his. And growing up, I remember one of the first places that I played was a Memorial Day service, and I was almost 5. And I played God Bless America and sang. And it was just all by ear. I had never had any lessons. So I started playing at these little opry houses. These are like kind of Branson style little opry houses growing up, and piano just became my love. And I played other instruments, but piano was always it for me. And I guess because I grew up playing the old stuff, I learned how to play ragtime piano and played a lot of stride, a lot of old jazz stuff, and the Anthony Berger era was coming on strong there. So I would try to emulate his playing, and Joanne Castle and Pig Robbins, some of those players. And piano was always my love. So I grew up around a lot of instruments, and definitely with the bluegrassy, rootsy sounds from the get-go. But I love piano.
Oh, I like that. I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
Can I translate for what she just said? I took 2 years of music school, and like
Please do.
ragtime piano is the hardest style of piano in the world. So if you can play that, you're
I
already better than most players.
I was probably 9 or 10 and just really fell in love with ragtime. And I met,
Cool.
this is a rabbit trail, sorry. I met a lady named Ragtime Rosie, and she was 90 and I was 9. And she sent me sheet music by the mail. She lived out in Nebraska at the time. And she mailed me some of her favorite sheet music pieces, and I still have them. And she would make notes at the top that said, like, don't play this too fast. A lot of players try to play this one too fast. And I would sit down and I would hammer those songs out. And then in high school, I competed in the World Ragtime Championship twice. And then worked at Silver Dollar City as a ragtime piano player there in high school. So that was really fun.
Wow.
wow,
That is really cool.
cool.
That's so cool.
It's kind of a lost art.
It really is, yeah.
Oh.
Hey, somebody's got to keep it alive.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch up my question order a little bit, because I think what Tiffany asked and some of your answer kind of segues into this. But who would you say are your biggest influences on your piano playing? I know you mentioned your dad and Pig Robbins, which that's a pretty cool pull. I mean,
Pig Robbins. I used to like write out Floyd Kramer. I would listen to Floyd Kramer and his piano licks, and I would sit there and listen to him and write out the notes that he played and figure it out. I really liked his playing. And then just overall, I mean, like listening to Ricky Skaggs, Patty Loveless, Kathy Mattea, the Goodmans, all the Gaither stuff. My grandma had lots of Gaither stuff. And I would sit down and play those songs with her. She was a really good piano player. My grandma was. And she could read music. She played, and her sister played at the live radio station in Shenandoah, Iowa, for the Blackwood Brothers when they first got their start. So they were just teenage girls that played for live radio shows. Little did they know who they were playing for.
That's epic.
Wow.
that is awesome.
I am loving, and we're already through. We're only down one round. This has been fantastic information. Fantastic. I love it. Good stuff. We're diving deep. Hey, y'all, share us if you don't mind. Facebook watchers, if y'all don't mind clicking that share, that would be a huge blessing to us. And we're going to take a few moments. I gave Sarah a little warning that we like to take some questions and from the peanut gallery. So,
Yeah.
producer Jason, you got anything lined up for us in there, buddy? Nick Wilkie. Everybody loves old Nick, and he's in the house. Sarah's one awesome lady and friend. What is your favorite era of gospel music?
Oh, man. Hey, I love when the Rambos were going strong.
Mm.
I love their early stuff. I also really loved like really the late 90s, that whole era.
Yes.
Like I don't, maybe I'm just because I'm a 90s kid,
Mhm.
born in the 80s, grew up listening to stuff in the 90s, but I would say the late 90s are probably my favorite, even though I do love those 70s and early 80s stuff, but I would say late 90s.
The late
Yeah.
90s is my era, so I agree.
All
Yeah.
right. Fair warning here. Alan Kendall from the Kingsman's in the house. He said, "What is your favorite yodeling song? And could you please do some yodeling for us?" Now, I'm going to let you just take that as you want to take it.
There's another lost art that nobody listens to anymore. That's
I listen to
me.
it. I want to learn it so bad. So if you could teach me, I will take it.
Just fall down the stairs a couple times, you'll get it.
That's great.
Be careful, Avery. Your fate is in my hands now.
We can always rely on Alan to keep it light here. Joseph Reed, he says, "Love High Road. I remember when they started." Thanks for checking in, Joseph.
Love Joseph Reed. He does so much for the gospel community, man. He is so encouraging.
He is. Miss Rhonda Combs checking in says, "Sarah Davison rocks." I agree with Miss Rhonda.
I love Rhonda.
Rachel Baines checks in, says, "What is your favorite scripture and favorite hymn and why?"
Oh, man. Proverbs, definitely. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him. That's definitely my favorite verse. I think it applies to every part of my life and every season that I've gone through. I've gone through, like there's been seasons where I have felt lonely and there's seasons where I have felt discouraged, and that verse carries me through. And then there's seasons where I'm just feeling like I'm on top of the world, and that verse still carries me through because He's been so faithful to me, and even in the hard times, I'm glad that we serve a God who doesn't change when our surroundings do.
Amen.
So that verse has always stuck with me. I remember that verse being written in my grandma's Bible, and my grandma's Bible was falling apart. And I'll always remember that and picture that in my head. My favorite hymn is Victory in Jesus. And I love that old hymn, and I love the words to that song. And I also really love Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing.
Yeah.
Those two might be my tops. Yeah, I just love the words. And I love where it says, tune my heart to sing thy praise.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't really think about that until I was an adult, but like to tune my heart means that I have to readjust some things. And when I sing the praises of my father, I might have to readjust some things before I truly am in a place of worship. And I just have loved that old hymn for a long time.
Fantastic. Amen. That's good stuff. I love this question that's been submitted. What is the most requested song that High Road sings?
Boy, I think it's probably Christ, my hope, my glory.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, I think that's it. It seems like if we try to do a concert and I don't do that song, I'm in trouble. And sometimes if we are at a church where I know there's going to be somebody that could sing Jason's part, like when we were out with Karen Peck and New River, we would have them sing that Jason part, or if there's a music minister at a church that has that good high tenor voice, they'll sing Jason's part, and that is so much fun. But yeah, I would say Christ, my hope, my glory is the song, and the story behind that is kind of what makes it special to me. I wrote that right before I went through a major health battle that I didn't even know was coming. And it's crazy how God gives you songs and you think that they might be for somebody else to sing, but it's actually a reminder for you. And that's one of those songs. Every time that we sing it, I think of going through that. And that was 8 years ago now, where I had emergency surgery at Sarah Cannon Cancer Center. And my nurse walked in, and I was feeling really, for the first time in my whole life, like God had forgotten about me. and I did not know what was about to happen. The future was so uncertain. And my nurse walked in and she said, "You have a peace about you." And I said, "I do." And she said, "You know my Jesus, don't you?" And in an instant, I knew that I was not alone, and I knew that God was right there with me. And that song means more to me now because of that experience surrounding writing it than it could have ever meant before.
That's so beautiful. I've not heard that
wonderful.
story. That's so good.
And thanks, Megan Edgeworth, for sending that question in to us. I remember vividly the first time that I heard you and Jason sing that in person. And it was one of those moments, you go to concerts, yes, you go looking for a blessing, but I love the music. And that was one of those times sitting there that I was not expecting the glory bumps in the church that I was fixing to experience when y'all took me to that place with that song. It is a powerful, powerful song and beautiful. Yeah, thanks for sharing that story with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what makes it really special.
Absolutely. I think we've made it through the rounds of questions so far. So we will, and now Sarah, you have the power. We give our artists the power. So if you get tired of us, you can say, tell us go jump in a lake. There's a few more questions that I know we'd like to ask you if you got a few moments.
I'm down for it. Let's do it.
All right, great. Well,
I
all
love
right, now
talking.
y'all.
I'm a chatty Cathy.
I love it, and I love it.
Talker, Betty Crocker.
I love it. And by the way, you know how people side text. One of our question askers that I thought was in jest is kind of telling some of us in the group that it's not a jest, that you really do have the talent that he referred to and you can really do it well, but we won't put you on the spot. You don't have to yodel.
Yodeling. He's talking about my yodeling.
Yeah. Good stuff. Hey, y'all keep those questions coming on, but we're going to turn it back over, and our lead off is Avery, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Followed by me. I've learned since last round.
Sarah, I have to ask. There's one in every group. Do you have one of those in HighRoad?
Oh, absolutely. You're talking about a loose cannon that gives me gray hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and there's times where it could be any one of us, but most of the time it's one of us. And she's always the one that loves to make jokes and I'm like, "Girl, you gotta you can't make a joke about that," And there's always one in every group.
Evan is ours.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing that she ever did, looking back, was she, for some reason on stage, told everyone that all of us girls met in prison. And I was like, "What are you doing right now?" And we had no idea that there was a prison ministry sitting right in the back row of the church that night. And I wanted to crawl out of the side door of that church, but I will never forget it. And we have laughed and laughed and laughed about that.
Oh my stars! That's
My people. My people.
Okay.
All right, rescue us, Avery.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask more of a serious question because I thought I know we all know you had a sweet baby recently.
Yes.
And so I thought I heard it crying earlier and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe the baby will make an appearance, but it's okay if not. But
she's being rocked to sleep right now. My mom's down and Trevor's here as well, but she's being rocked to sleep by her grandma. And I think my mom, who's her grandma, is loving every minute of it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. My mom, even as an aunt and I'm like, when I have kids, they're going to be so spoiled. Because she loves being an aunt already. I'm like, I'm a goner.
Ruth is so spoiled with love. She doesn't even realize it, but she is.
Yeah. So speaking about being a mom, a lot of ladies who travel on the road, they're not in a all-female band. A lot of times they're traveling with family groups. So they're either with their husband or their in-laws or their parents. So how do you juggle being a full-time mom and a full-time artist on the road?
It's really hard. And I will say this, it would be really nice to have a bus at times, because I could just take her with me and have running water and a bathroom and stuff. But we don't really have that luxury either. So a lot of times when I'm on the road, if it's somewhere within 3 or 4 hours, I usually just take her and we all get in the van and we go. If it's somewhere like Florida or, Wyoming, and
Right.
fly, or it's just too far of a drive, she usually stays home. And I am extremely blessed with a husband that can work from home on Fridays and Mondays if he wants to. And then his parents live 4 miles down the road from us. So his mom is like a semi retired preschool teacher. So
Oh,
it
perfect.
really could not have worked out any better.
Yeah.
It's really a huge blessing.
Yeah, that's great. I had wondered that because I know a lot of either their wives, two
Yes.
members in a group, and they're home taking care of the children, or like I said, they're with in laws, parents, husbands. So I wondered how that works, but that's such a blessing to have both
Oh,
your
man.
husband who
It's
can have that flexibility and have
really
those
awesome to
moments
have
really
that.
good. Yeah, love that.
So earlier we talked about some of your piano influences, but you also are a great singer, and according to inquiring minds, a good yodeler as well. So who is your or who are some influences as you have been singing throughout the years? Who are some influences that you've taken some inspiration from?
Vocally, I would say my biggest influence is Patty Loveless.
Mm,
Oh yes.
yeah.
Her Mountain Soul albums that she did, I wore out. Like, I literally think I physically wore the CD out when the Mountain Soul 1 came out, and then Mountain Soul 2, of course. I loved her stuff. And I remember the early years of Alison Krauss singing with the Cox family, and
Oh, those
uh,
are so good.
so good. My dad had a cassette recording of Jeff and Sherry Easter in his old chore pickup on the farm, and he wore that out as well. So I have like all of those 90s Jeff and Sherry Easter songs pretty much. But yeah, I would say vocally, Patty Loveless is my biggest influence.
I love
I
it. I love
love
it. And I can hear it as well. Now that
it.
you say that, that's I can hear it as well.
Yeah, and the yodeling, that's hilarious that he remembers that. But I did grow up yodeling, and I won a few contests, and I went on tour with Patsy Montana when I was a little child. And she, of course, was like famous for "I Want to Be a Cowboy Sweetheart." She
Yes.
Music Hall of Fame. I think she was about 80 when I was on tour with her, and we got to do several dates singing together. And I had my little cowgirl outfit on. A lot of times, my mom would make my Western outfits, and oh yeah, we had a big time. But I did grow up yodeling, so he's not fibbing.
That makes my heart so happy to hear that. Like you got to meet Patsy Montana. That is so cool.
She was so frail even then, but man, she
Yeah.
could still sing, and
Wow.
I'll never forget it. It was so special.
That is so cool.
It's really cool.
All right, I'm up. So Scott and I were actually talking the other day, and he told me a little bit about this, but I loved watching the Dove Awards performance of the tribute to women in gospel music. He let me know that you were actually the musical director behind that. So
Yeah,
I would love to hear, like, what was that experience like?
I felt like a goose in a snowstorm at times, but it was awesome. And really, I was a little bit humbled when Daywind came to me and they were like, "We want you to be the MD for this segment that's tributing women in gospel music." And I was like, "What?" But in the back of my head, I was like, I can do this. Like, this is what I do. Why am I nervous about this? But it was very intimidating. And so the first phone call I made was to Ben Isaacs. And I was like, okay, Ben, what do I do? Like, I know they need this and this and this from me. So can you just like tell me what they need and I'll get it done? And he did. And man, I couldn't have done it without Ben and his encouragement. But we came up with this arrangement for working on a building, which
Mhm.
was so much fun. And I knew the voices, like where I wanted each person to sing a verse, and I knew their ranges. So we started off, low with Karen doing the intro, and then Autumn and then myself, and then we ramped it up and modulated up a fourth, so that Kim could just like wail on that top.
Uh-huh.
And it turned out okay. And I called all my girls that played instruments, and Jaylee and Vicky and Sammy on the drums. And it was a ball. We had such a good time. The funny, crazy thing is we didn't even rehearse it until the day of the Dove Awards, like 2 weeks
Wow.
before the awards were taped. And it was all live, which was a little intimidating as well. But I like live music a lot better. So the solos and stuff were unique to that one take, and I love that.
Yeah, I loved it, and I've watched it several times over and over and over.
Yes, it was very, very cool. So, keeping with the musical theme of these questions, who would be on your Mount Rushmore of your favorite vocalists from any
Ooh,
genre? And
any
again,
genre.
since it's Mount Rushmore, it's got to be 4.
Okay, definitely Patty Loveless.
Yes.
I would say, okay, can they be dead or alive?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay, definitely Patty Loveless. I would put up there Ella Fitzgerald.
Ooh.
Um, I would put up Leanne Womack.
Mm.
She would be, and she, I think, is so vocally great. And then I really love Whitney Houston, even though she's not in my wheelhouse. But like as a vocal monster, Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
That's an epic lineup.
No,
absolutely.
I love that.
like no. But yeah, there's so many really, really good ones out there. But yeah, those are the ones that come to my mind right now.
Yeah.
Finally, a non-quartet Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
There you go.
An all female.
Non-quartet Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
I love it too, and I know that I'm a good deal older than Sarah, but pulling in the names like Leanne Womack and Patty Loveless is from my country, my growing up and listening to country music, and just
Yeah.
those two ladies were amazing.
I think there are very few country artists that can outsing those two
Yep.
out there right now,
Mm-hmm.
in the last 10 years. But yeah, I love that 80s and 90s country stuff. I also really love the early stuff too. Patsy Cline was up
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Stylistically, she was excellent.
That's where I live, where she's from.
Oh, I love that.
You never told me that, Tiffany. That's
You
cool.
didn't know that,
Yeah.
Evan?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I've never done the math. That's really
Know
cool.
your
I-
Patsy Cline
every
trivia,
year-
Evan.
This is the most niche thing. Every year I do Elvis Week in Memphis, and there's a lady that comes in, and she is a Patsy Cline tribute artist. Looks just like her, spitting image, and that girl can sing, y'all. I mean, she is.
Wow.
One time she was booked right before me, and I said, just let her have about 15 minutes out of my time. I'll be all right. I've heard Elvis all week,
I know Mandy Barnett, who sings at the Opry. She's an Opry member, and I have played there several times when she is on. And Mandy does a Patsy Cline impersonation, and she is excellent at it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could sing like that.
Girl, me too.
She had such a range,
Yeah, it's so good.
So good. All right, real quick, let's see, just maybe a couple more from the comments, and then we'll have our last round of questions. We don't want to go over here, but producer Jason, what you got for us? All right, Spencer Williford says, Sarah, I went to Israel a few years ago. How did it impact your life to where you are today?
Woo! I could talk the rest of the time about Israel. Yes, we did go there a little over 2 years ago, and it did change our lives, all of us, really. It absolutely rocked me to see the actual places where Jesus walked. And I think it really hit me the very first morning that we had arrived, we slept, and we woke up early that day and took a hike. And our guide, who was from Tel Aviv, took us up this mountainside, and we started studying scripture, and he said, "You're looking out at the valley of Elah, where David faced Goliath." And I was like,
Wow.
"What? What? Oh my goodness!" So that's how we started. But we went to some of the places where Jesus walked. Like I don't know, like there was something so special about Capernaum, and we were out on a boat singing hymns on the Sea of Galilee. Um, it changed my life forever. And my mom and dad got baptized. I got baptized by my dad, and it was just unreal. I would go back there again in a heartbeat. Um, I would have stayed another 2 weeks. So just going over there, I think, made me more aware that we serve a Savior who is very real. And it's not just a story. And it's not just, I don't know, like how to describe it. There's nothing like it, because you see it, and you see all the places that he went and the things that he did and the impact. I think the biggest takeaway from that trip for me personally was it made me realize that I don't know my Old Testament like I should. And I'm just being honest with y'all. When we went there, and the Jewish people know those books like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
And we would speak to people from there who weren't even Jewish, who were Christians, and they knew what 2 Kings chapter 2 said. And I was like,
wow.
Like, yeah, I know the Old Testament, but I didn't know the Old Testament like they did. And when we got home, I immediately signed up for a Bible study on Exodus, and I just dove into it. So yeah, I would say that that's the biggest thing that it did for me, was like it made me realize that the Old Testament is just as strong as and as important as the New.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Good
love
deal.
that.
Thanks for that question, Spencer. A couple other quick ones here. Noah Pagan asked, would you rather sing melody or harmony, and why?
Oh, I end up singing melody most of the time, but when I travel and play with other artists, a lot of times I sing harmony. And when a person is really just dead on pitch and you get to sing that harmony with them, oh, there's something sweet about that. I love it. So, like, one of my favorite singers to sing with is Mark Wills. And when I go play for him and I get to sing songs with him, man, he's a powerhouse, and I love singing that high harmony above a male singer a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess a little bit of both.
Okay.
We're talking like Mark Wheels Don't Laugh at Me guy, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. That song, we had a guy come in. We had like this thing when I was growing up. It was a anti-bullying deal. We had a guy who had fetal alcohol syndrome come in and sing that song, and I loved that song growing up.
Yeah.
And so I had like always listened to that, and I was like, I recognize Mark Wheels. I recognize that name. This is so cool. I love that song. That was my theme song when I was like in 5th grade. That's so cool.
Yeah, and he is just as real and kind of a guy as you would ever imagine him to be. He sang at our wedding, and he's just the real deal.
That's so awesome. Wow.
Last one from our watchers, and this may go along with the most requested song. It may not, from HighRoad, but ask Sarah, what's your favorite song that you've written and why?
Oh man, definitely "Christ, My Hope, My Glory" is probably my favorite song. I would say a close second. I love the song "There Is a Rock," which is our new single that I wrote 2 years ago, right before we got done with the album. Actually, it was the last song to add. We almost didn't sneak it on this album. But I love that song. And it's really, really, really fun to sing live. And it's groovy. It's got a really awesome rhythm to it. And it's fun to play solos over it. And it's a really good reminder, I think, of, there's a rock.
Yes.
The world is searching right now. I feel like people are searching for truth and searching for answers. And that's what that song's all about.
Love it.
It's a fantastic song, and I'm glad it made the project. I love Straight from the Heart project, and we'll talk about that in just a few seconds. All right. Thank y'all for giving us your questions tonight. And thank y'all who have shared us on your Facebook. That means a lot to us. And if you're watching on YouTube, we love those subscribe buttons as well. All right, team. How about one more quick round of questions? Y'all got some quick hitters?
Ready.
Okay.
So I know in the script I said, what would your normal job be? But I feel like with your background and things, I think I know you would kind of work in the music business because that is like a typical job, you know. I work in business and healthcare. So, you know,
Yeah.
everybody has business in
Yeah,
their
I would work in the music industry. I loved working in management. I worked my first job out of Belmont was working in management for George Strait. And you talk about like the very first job and having like a big old load of stress, but it taught me so much by making little mistakes and learning from them and being around those people. It taught me, you know, how to manage a group. So I'm thankful for those boot camp years that I had with them. But if I did something that wasn't music related, I once thought about being a veterinarian because I grew up around cattle, and I know livestock. I love large animals, and so that's something that I'm kind of passionate about too.
Cool.
Very nice. I had a little kid, he's like 9, and he loves large animals like that too, like horses and cows and
Yeah.
all that. And I said, well, you could be a veterinarian one day. And he's like, I don't even know what that is. And when I told him it was like a doctor for
It's
animals,
a
like
whole
this, he
lot of
was
school.
like,
That's what that
"Why?"
is.
Yeah, it's true. That's cool. I love that.
Good stuff.
I just like to appreciate how casually you're just dropping all these huge names
Yeah.
that you've worked with, like they're no big deal. Like, oh, I just casually did management for George Strait right out of college. That's, no biggie.
Well, it's funny. That job, I interned at MCA Universal Music my last year at Belmont. And that's how I got into that job, was just because of that internship. And I think they were desperate. And they were like, hey, there's this kid right out of college. Let's train her. And that's the only reason I even got there. I was not worthy of that job at all. So, and I was excited just to pay my light bill, you know.
Yeah.
I would do anything to pay my bills on time. So,
Yeah, Aaron, I was thinking that, like, Sarah talked about needing a bus, and I'm thinking if she gets a bus, I want to drive it just so I can be around all these people. This is good stuff.
Right.
All right, Evan.
I'm going to change my question a little bit from the script. I hope you're okay with that. I
oh,
could say
yeah.
canon here. So you talked a little bit about studio and have you ever worked in a studio? I know with your albums you have to record in a studio. So
Mhm.
what is do y'all play your own songs there? Does High Road acquire or do they do the accompaniment, or is it, a mixture of that and a house band? What does a studio session
Yeah.
look like for your
So
group?
on our records, I do all the piano and organ, and usually we do all the fiddle work ourselves. This last album, we had Greg Ritchie on drums and Ben Isaacs on bass,
Mm,
because those are two instruments that we don't always travel with. Like sometimes we'll have them and sometimes we don't. And so drums and bass were definitely pros, and then the rest was us.
very
Cool.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
That's a killer rhythm section there. I'm not gonna lie.
it's pretty great.
I'm gonna say if you have to play with people that are not yours, those two guys are pretty top notch right there.
Man, I played this last summer. I played with Brothers of the Heart on some dates,
Ooh.
and I told my husband, I said, I think this is my dream gig. Like I ate it up every night. It was like a dream. I loved it. It was so much fun.
Awesome.
That's cool.
All right, my quick hitter, I guess, is if you had to give advice to young artists, what would be something that you would say to them?
I would say to surround yourself with people that are a lot better than you, and learn musically all that you can. Um, because a lot of times there's a lot of really good singers out there that don't know the music part. They don't know how to play the instrument and write a number chart or I would say to just surround yourself with people that can teach you how to do that if you're just a vocalist. Because it'll make you such a more well-rounded musician as a whole if you understand what's going on in the band as well as the vocals. And I think my biggest piece of advice was to surround yourself with people that are better than you and ask for their opinions, and don't get offended if they say, like, you could have done that just a little bit different and it would have changed this, and try it. I think, like, I still go and take piano lessons from my piano professors at college. Like 2 times a year, I'll go to their home, and I want them to absolutely, like, kick me into shape. And I want to leave with my tail tucked between my legs. And and it's really good for me because I've got to have somebody that's a lot better than me to spur me to stay good and to stay in shape. So that would be my advice for people that are starting up, and to just not give up. Because there's been a lot of moments where, like, band members will change, life change, and things happen. And if God's called you to do what you're doing, you keep on doing it. And there's been a lot of those times with me too, like where I've taken a nanny job for the summer just so I can make the van payment on time. And it's just part of it. If you feel called to do it, then dig in your boots and go.
Great advice.
I love that.
Yeah, that is really, really good. So gospel music is kind of a large umbrella. There's a lot of different styles and flavors of this music. But if you could pick, let's just say 3 projects that you have somebody who's never heard this music before, what 3 projects would you give to them to kind of give them an introduction into what gospel music is?
Man, okay, that's hard. I would start with, like, the OGs, like the old Happy Goodmans, or like some of those old stuff, to give them a taste of, like, this is how it started. And then I would probably give them a recording of the Tallies, and I'd probably give them a recording of maybe the Booth Brothers. They're 2 of my favorite groups. Some of their old stuff. I also really, really loved, like, when Gaither started doing the Homecoming series on the VHSs. Like, we would wear those out. I don't know if VHSs would be allowed anymore, but I think that would be a really cool glimpse into what gospel music is.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yep.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we have been quizzing you with questions for a while. And so we want to give you the opportunity to turn the tables, because way back in episode 1 of season 1, Trevor Conkle turned the tables on us. So do you have any questions for us?
Do I have any questions for you guys? I would ask y'all, what makes gospel music your thing? Like, what makes it something that you're interested in? What do you love about it?
I can take it first since I dished it. I, like you said, the Gaither tapes, I grew up on those, being an early 2000s kid, so those were, like, still in their prime. I remember watching the Homecoming Kids as a little kid, and I was like, I want to be one of those kids one day.
I love that.
But I was also just, like, raised, my parents, like, I could say I had a drug problem. We were always drugged to Saturday singing, Sunday afternoons. Like, that was a part of our life. And, you could either like it or you wouldn't. And luckily, Evan's my brother. And so we ended up loving it because that's what our parents loved. So that's kind of how Southern Gospel became my thing.
I love that. That's very cool.
I'll piggyback off of her because we were raised under the same roof growing up. I grew up, I wasn't as big as a fan as a kid as I was as I got older. I was saved at the age of 9. And so after salvation, I started getting into more of the listening to gospel music, watching more Veggie Tales than SpongeBob.
Yeah.
That type group. And so I grew up, I remember, and it's coming up on the anniversary of it, the first time I remember like really loving gospel music, I was at Bill Bailey's Thanksgiving sing that he does close to our house, and sing the Perrys. Not for the
Yes.
sing the Perrys, and this was before Tracy had a stroke. And the way you get to the concession stand, you have to go like right in front of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked by and Tracy just like, I don't know if I stood in front of a sub or what, but this man, like the lowest note I've ever heard a male hit. And I was like, that's cool. And then as I grew in my faith, I was like, man, these lyrics really hit. There's days that you need a good lyric. And over the years, I've just been blessed to become more and more involved. And it's become less than a genre and a pick me up than it has become some of my best friends. Some of the coolest opportunities I've ever gotten have been through the music. So it's just became a part of my life over my years. I've never known a day without Southern gospel music, if that makes sense.
I love it.
Good.
All right. I guess I'll go next. So I also grew up on the music. My grandparents, my dad and my uncle were the Roby family, and they traveled and sang at revivals and stuff like that. And then my mom joined. And then now the Roby family is now my dad, my mom, and my sister and I. So I get to travel and sing, and I love it. But my dad and my uncle also had a camp meeting every summer at our local campground. So tons of artists came through, and now looking back on it, I don't think I appreciated it as much as like all these people that I'm like, hey,
Right.
yeah, I've met you when I was really little.
Yeah.
Which I would agree. I was like Evan. It took me I was older till I started to appreciate it more and really like dig into it. But now that I get to sing it, and now that I get to I've joined this group and I get to host on this podcast, it's just made me appreciate it more. And I just love that Southern gospel, it's a family to me.
Yeah.
There are so many different people that you get to meet and come across, and I just love it for that reason. So
I love that. That's so great.
So, musically, I've always been drawn to like the harmony type thing. With my church background, it was super conservative, so like Southern gospel music wasn't necessarily played in church. Like I grew up on the hymns and like sacred music and stuff, but the secular music I listened to was like the Dillards and the Statler Brothers. Those were my big two. Yeah. So, and got to meet Jimmy Fortune a few years ago and had a fanboy moment. So no pressure or no big deal. But so the first like actually touring group that I got to hear was Legacy 5 back in 2006. And I was 13, 14 at the time. And, I was interested in the music part of it. And, when I was listening to the songs, I was connecting that with the sermons I would hear in church every week, and just getting that spiritual truth ingrained in my heart. And then when I finally got saved for real, when I was 15, that's when it became not just an interest in the music; it became what I felt like I was called to do in some capacity. And so, getting to be part of this and getting to travel and sing as well, just is a huge blessing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll try to be real short. And actually, I think we've hit on this a few times, and I'm going to answer it differently because I've been thinking about this recently. I grew up in a singing family, loving the music, for sure. But what draws me to gospel music, Southern gospel music, no matter what you're going through, there's a scripture for that.
Yeah.
Well, I really feel like that no matter what you're going through, whether you're in the high and you want to celebrate and you want to worship and you want to praise, whether you're in emotional low and you need encouragement, you need picked up, you need reminded of the faithfulness of God, no matter where you're at in life, there's a gospel song for that. There's a Southern gospel song for that. I mean,
That is so true.
I find myself picking wherever I'm at. I go to and I've got a ridiculous music collection, but I mean, I can go to it and I can find something that I'm in that spot and it's right what I need, where I need and where I need to be. So I think that's something that really draws me to Southern gospel music.
Scott, I feel like that would make a really good song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am the king of 4 lines in a song. It's the rest of it that gives me problems.
There's a Down East Boys song. There's a song for that, and it goes along. That was the one my brain went to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that was good. Thanks for letting us share that, Sarah. Thanks for
Man,
asking.
I love hearing each of your stories because they're each unique. And isn't it cool that God gives us each a unique story?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Did we lose our audio?
I'm here.
Nope. She's
Okay,
back.
good deal.
She's there.
We're noticing there's a little bit of Wi-Fi lag on that end, and that's okay. But your audio is staying good with us, so we're good.
Okay.
Hey, you've given us an hour of your time, and we want to go ahead and be gracious with your time and not take too much. But thank you for joining us. And as a thank you, we always want to let our artists promote, talk about anything you've got going on. You travel with a fantastic group of young ladies. You've had several come through. High Road. You talked about your mamas. I was thinking about the Yeehaw Mama. We love her to death too. But
Yes.
you've got a
Yeah,
fantastic group
she
of ladies
traveled
that
with us for
travels.
several years, and we have a blast. And she came to Ruthie's first birthday party the other day.
Oh
So
wow.
we're still very, very good friends, and I consider her like a sister. And then we have Ivy, who got married and moved off to Wyoming, but I actually still saw her last week. She was in town, and yeah, it's funny how like life changes, but the friendships, especially when you're like part of the Lord's family, like those friendships never go away, and it's been really cool to see over the years.
Yeah.
I love that.
And yeah, absolutely. You've had some fantastic group members. Talking about Emily Ann, you've been good to me a couple of times and got me some photos for the studio wall. Y'all's is right up there. But anyway, I missed Emily Ann. I didn't get her
Well, let
signing
me get a
anything on
word
my
in.
wall. I missed out on that.
I can probably get a good word in with her.
Oh man, she's actually got some good friends in our area, the Vaughn family. You're probably familiar with.
I love the Vaughn family.
They're so good. I love them.
Yeah, you
But-
talk about like salt of the earth, good people.
Yes,
Love them.
absolutely. Would you want to take just a few minutes and just maybe talk anything you want to promote for High Road? Talk about most recent project, anything you got coming up. Just take the time. We want to let you share.
I'm terrible at promoting myself. I'm no good at it, but I'll talk about what we're doing right now. We have a few Christmas dates coming up in Virginia and Tennessee, and then I'm going out with Jimmy Fortune and playing keys on his Christmas tour in December. So that'll be fun. If you're going out to see Jimmy, you'll probably see me in the shadows back there playing the piano. So that's exciting. And of course, our single right now is There Is a Rock, and it's on the radio. Our website is highroadmusic.com, and you can find our music on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, all the things, SiriusXM. So we're pretty easy to find, and we're just glad that we get to keep doing this, and I'm glad to visit with you guys tonight. It's been an honor and it's been a pleasure to meet you guys and get to visit with you.
Oh, and it has been a pleasure for us, and we appreciate your time so much. And I have been feverishly trying, and I think I got it for our viewers. You can see their Christmas tour schedule right there. I just found it and popped it in there. So if you can catch them in a place near you, go see them. I tell you,
Huddleston is so close to me. That is awesome.
Pull them back up, Scott. There's one I want to know if I'm close to or not.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. There you go. Go back and watch the replay. We'll be there. Hey, but I tell y'all, friends, if you haven't seen High Road before, you need to go see them.
Yes.
Seen them in several different situations, include even a revival setting. They were in a revival in Samantha, Northside, close to Tuscaloosa, here while 2-3 years ago. Time flies, but fantastic. Go see High Road. You will be blessed. Excellent, of course, in musicianship, but also excellent in ministry, and they'll bless your heart. So go see them. And Sarah, thank you so much for giving your time to us tonight.
Well, it's very kind of you to have me on here tonight, and I'm so glad to visit with you guys.
Well, we appreciate it, and please thank your family for allowing you to be with us and taking care of your young lady, and
Yeah.
thank that. I know that's not easy, so I appreciate that. But hey, we'll see you on the road soon. Okay,
I look forward to it. I hope I can see y'all soon.
you take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, that was fun. I was getting nervous. I thought Miss Sarah's internet was going to leave us. It froze up a couple of times, but yeah, it was fantastic. What a fantastic young lady. And she's much younger than me. So yeah, she's a young lady and was a fantastic person. Always been kind to me. We appreciate her so much for joining us. We have a couple of quick things to do. Y'all know we got a giveaway, okay? Tonight's giveaway is going to be sponsored by Southern Gospel Chronicles again, and it is the Christmas CD. It's a Christmas CD. It's the Kramer's Christmas CD. You want to grab this and add it to your
Christmas
collection.
list.
I had a brain freeze. I glitched. Anyway, so I wonder if anybody can answer this. If we got High Road fans on, somebody could answer this trivia question probably. If not, I'll do something else real quick. When High Road had an addition to their name, when I first saw them, there was High Road and there was something else after their name. Does anybody know? And you put it in the comments, first person I see, what that was. It was High Road somethings, High Road, and fill in the blank. Does anybody know what that is? If you could answer that question, I would love for you to get this CD. Otherwise, we'll go to another question. And I'm not going to wait real. And if y'all see an answer, holler. Whoop, we got one. You see it, JB? Oh, you don't know. That right there.
Oh no, I know it. Yeah, that's
so
right.
The first one, Mr. David Bruce Murray. Yes, it was High Road 3. That was what? I like one answer that just got put up, but it's not correct. Very creative there, Sir Pat Barker, the High Road Warriors. But High Road 3 was the correct answer. So, David Bruce Murray, you've got yourself a CD, if you will.
I did know that and forgot I knew that.
Yeah. So why was it there? Because there was 3 in the group at the time. It was the High Road 3.
Yeah, it was Sarah and Hawk and Animal.
There you go. So Dave, Mr. Murray, please shoot me your address. Maybe just send that a direct message on Facebook or however you'd like to do that. We'll get it to you. All right, y'all. We are getting close to the end of the year. We had a cancellation last week. We had planned to have 3 in a row. Joseph Habedank was going to join us, but as y'all know, his mom had a serious cardiac event, and it was really in bad condition for a while. She is getting better. There is slow progress. The Lord has touched her and really done some miraculous things, because it was a very, very, very serious situation. Yeah. But all that, Joseph and his team was really gracious with us and not wanting to cancel until they knew for sure they had to. But we went ahead over that weekend before and just wanted to go ahead and say, hey, let's reschedule, because there's more important things than being here with us. He needed to take care of his mom. So he is going to reschedule with us down the road. All that to say, we were going to try to get 7 in before the Christmas holidays. Looks like it may just be 6. Okay. But we may catch up one. Down the road, because we have a little target number we like to hit with you. But what we do in December is we like to take a little bit off with our families. There's lots of stuff going on, so we'll do that. There'll probably be, y'all see some content. I think there's going to be some content coming from us. It just won't be live interviews. But we are going to have a Christmas-themed live interview on Tuesday, December the 2nd, a regular first Tuesday. And what we're going to do, we actually have, there's an up and coming group. I mean, look.
Really up and coming.
Yeah, they're trying to get going. They're trying to get some momentum in the industry. They put out a Christmas project to see if somebody would buy it. I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to get it. I mean, they're just trying to do everything they can, to get this thing go. Y'all may have heard of the Gold City Quartet. Yeah, them. So we want to feature their new project, and we're going to welcome to our show Chris Jenkins, tenor singer for
Hey,
Gold City.
Woo!
So,
Yay!
right there.
yeah, we are thankful that he was able to fit in the time. It's going to be a fun time. I am not going to wear that weird looking elf hat this year. I am not doing it, but we will probably be festively dressed. I look like that freakish lady with Santa Claus in the Christmas Story. Come on, kid. That's what I look like when I had that hat on. It was awful. It was awful. I'm not doing it. So, but we will dress festively, and we will be featuring Christmas. We're going to be in a Christmas spirit. I haven't talked to our sponsor yet, and I can kick on this if I need to. But maybe we'll even give away a couple. I think he's got a couple of Christmas projects in his bag that we'll give away. Yes, sir, Evan. I see your hand.
Pull up a comment because it just made me chuckle.
Okay,
Mr. Pat Barker's comment right there. I don't have admin powers because loose cannon and stuff. This made me just about belly laugh.
Very nice.
That's good. Hey, Pat, look, you're on. We got to get you in here, okay? We got to get you fixed up. You have been we went over our subscription goal because of the blessing of Pat Barker.
Yeah.
He stepped up and he did a video for us, and he just has so much charisma. I mean, if he says people go follow and subscribe Southern Gospel Forward on YouTube, I mean, it was just like boom, there it was, and we crossed it. So Pat has been a huge friend to Southern Gospel Forward. So, hey, audience, let us know. Would you like to see Pat on here? I think that answer is yes. We can. He's fringe now. He's fringe, like raveling fringe. But we can have him. We can have him on, and we might have a little fun, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. He's been a door knocker on several people's episodes, so I say we have to have a bunch of door knockers to interrupt him.
I don't know that I don't know that would be safe to have me and him on the same interview.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. I don't know if it would be safe. Me and him might get to having too much fun.
Hey, Evan, thankfully we know that they can now mute you. So
yeah,
they now have the power to mute you.
And look, y'all don't write me no letters when Evan said he didn't have it. Evie, the platform only gives us a few admin powers, and Sissy's got that. So we try to spread that out. But Evan, we can share the love if we need to.
It's for the better that I don't have admin powers. To tell y'all the truth, because y'all saw that tonight. She said it perfectly that there's a loose cannon in every group.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, we love our loose cannon. You're a lot of fun, Evan. Mm-hmm. You keep it real, so that's good stuff.
I say everybody should bring their Christmas trees. Look, I've got mine up. It's right there. I didn't want to be too Christmassy tonight, but I'm ready.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all can see them. I still got my pumpkins up. Are we still live?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh!
I think Gavin just made the boost.
Why, Evan? What were you going to say?
The cannon is just firing all over the place tonight.
And I looked and it said live. I said,
I know that people wonder if this is an act with Evan, but I am as serious as I can be. It's like this all the time.
All right.
All right. Time to off, boys.
You boys. Oh, you boys.
Oh, mighty fine, mighty fine.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all, here's the deal.
Fortune isn't watching this one.
There is a possibility over these last 2.5 years that there's a little more gray in the beard and in the hair. But also, y'all don't know how much joy these young folks bring in my life over stuff just like this. Because it's like Aaron said, this is no act. And in the chats, some of the stuff that goes in, I mean, and it usually hits me at just the right time when I'm needing a laugh. So yes, this is us. I mean, this is us. It is what it is. So y'all didn't have to pay anything extra for, apparently, to Evan. This was bonus coverage.
Well, I knew we were still going because we were still getting comments going,
and yet you still asked.
Well, and I was like, I don't know why my brain just didn't brain for a minute there.
Well, what I'm really glad, well, I don't know. I don't make him turn red on camera.
I'm already pretty red.
I started to really mess with you a little bit when I was talking about the E-Haul Momo.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, yeah.
I could have took you for a ride there since you kind of
you should try to raise him. Yeah,
a little bit of a fan.
Amen.
Yeah, I know, Papa Bradford. I tell you,
I'll give it with this, Scott. I'll say this, Emily Ann, if you watch tonight, I'm a big fan of your work and have been for a long time. So big fan here. If you can get me like front row tickets, I'll be screaming like a girl at an Elvis concert.
And folks, if you sit around him, it's worth the ticket price just to see that.
Yep,
please.
Hey, oh yeah, I tell you, talking about Emily Ann, Garrett and McKenna, who y'all pray for Papa and Mom, but I ain't calling her that. Boy, I've almost got. Yeah. Did you hear the brakes screech just then? I put the brakes on hard. But pray for Papa and Mrs. Janice. We got a wedding this weekend. Our baby boy is getting married on Saturday. So yeah, y'all pray for us. But anyway, huh?
Someone said pass the plate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me a hotel room tonight. But anyway, all right. Garrett and McKenna actually had tickets to go see Cody Johnson, and Emily Ann was supposed to open for him, and then he had something like a busted eardrum, and the concert got canceled. So that was a bummer because Garrett was going to get to see her and open up for Cody. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. All right, we're rambling on here. I don't know, anybody still yeah, man, y'all still here. Y'all still watching this.
Wow.
I was going to say it's like a car wreck. They can't look away.
I mean, man, this is extra. This is no ticket price paid. I mean, y'all will watch anything, won't you?
Put it this way. If y'all want another game show where I host and maybe these four get up there and do like this for a minute, y'all let us know in the comments. We'll think of a game show. I think it'd be a whole lot of fun. We may even get Pat Barker if he's still watching on here. Pat Barker, I'm a big fan of your work. If you could get me front row tickets to one of your next concerts, I'll sit on front row and scream like
Evan, you have sat front row of one of their concerts.
I have.
In your church.
Yeah. Guardians have a good concert. Love their Christmas album.
I want to say thank you too to my brother cousin Chris there for the shout out. I did turn another year. It's not every year you turn 27 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little younger than Aaron.
Right. You still only made yourself the second one.
Y'all have a great night. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Hey,
I'm making them hit this live button before I giggle and chuckle.
Hey, can I add one quick serious thing?
Come on.
And it's gonna like deflate this whole thing like a balloon. But our friend Anthony, who does vlogs and he's he's a guest. He's going through a pretty challenging time, him and his family right now. With a loved one. So just pray for them during this time. Pray for peace and comfort through the whole situation because he is such a special member to us. And I know he said he was going to try to watch tonight. So Anthony, we love you, friend. We're praying for you and your whole family.
We do love our Anthony. Such a blessing to everybody who knows him, a blessing. And he's a part of our family. And even wanted to sponsor us tonight like he has been doing in light of even everything that he's going through. Like I said, so pray for him, pray for the family. We love you, Anthony. You are such a blessing to us, So we're praying for you, buddy. All right, y'all. Well, look, we're going to get out of here. Y'all are a blessing to us. Thank you so much for watching Southern Gospel Forward and being faithful to us. I hope you enjoyed tonight. We enjoy being with you. Thank you to my team for being awesome. And look, here we go. We got that 5-minute mark here where we go not live and we just sit here awkwardly. But we love
And then
y'all.
we're still online.
Yeah. Are we on? Are we off? Hey, y'all, join us on December 2nd, Chris Jenkins, Gold City. Until then, we love y'all. We'll see you next time on Southern Gospel Forward.
Bye.